Alright. Basics of paintball and how to improve. There is two things we're going to learn about first. The first is your aim. Second is your movement. You need aim to be able to hit your shots against other people who are using movement. Movement to dodge enemy shots against people who are aiming at you. We're going to start with aiming. So there is three main ways that you can aim. One, sideways. Okay? Sideways, shoot like this. Also, another thing, don't pull back with your string. Don't pull back like this. You'll never hit your shots again. Push forward with the hand holding the slingshot. If you're left-handed, that's this hand. Push forward with this. Hit way more of your shots if you're doing this. Focus on pushing and just grabbing with your left. Next, this is sideways. This is noob. This is professional. This is how a lot of the top players shoot. They have their slingshots to the side like this, and they turn their wrist. Sometimes they don't turn their wrist, sometimes they just push out. But often they turn their wrist. Or either way. And they do the same thing. They push out with the dominant hand. Just like that. And that is two of the main ways to aim. Those are the ways that you're going to be aiming while using movement. The third type of aiming is if you want to hit long shots. Third type of aiming is when you go like this, put your slingshot forward. You're like this. And you line up your arm with the target. That's how we're able to hit the targets most of the time. So my aim is iffy. And that's how I can get pretty close to shooting this target every single time. It's a little bit too high. There you go. Fourth try. You've been aim training, so that's whatever. Those are the three main types of shooting. So it's sideways, like this, where you push out with your arm, down, you flick your wrist, or just push out with your arm again, then forward, for long shots and snipes. That's what you want to do if you want to have better. That's like the aiming techniques. Also, I think you're going to need to learn with aiming, is sync shotting. Do that at the very end. That's difficult. Next is movement. There is three basic types of movement. Every single movement that anybody has is based off one of those. The first type of movement is known by the paintball community as the crab walk. Crab walk is where you have your hands out like this, and then you have one hand and cross on top of the other hand. If you do that fast enough, it can look like this. Look like this. I'm a little bit slow right now, but still. That's essentially a crab walk. Crab walking can combine with movement number two. Movement number two, called circling. Circling is where you basically cross your hands over, like this, over and over again, to try to get behind your opponent. If you get that really fast, you might look something like this. That's circling. Alright, then, the third type of movement. This is the easiest to learn, but also kind of the weakest. This is bouncing. This is where you literally just bounce side to side. Very simple. A lot of newer players find this one very easy, so they develop forms of bouncing. Bouncing is easy because if you bounce, you can shoot your shot in the middle of the round. And you don't have to bounce with just back, forth, back, forth. You can go back, back, forth, 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 back, forth, back, 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 forth, forth. Shut up, you know? Anyway, those are the three basic types of movement. But there's ways that you have to mix them up. For example, crab walk works really well with circling. So I can do things like this, where I'm moving like this. And I'm basically just crab walking, circling, crab walking, circling, crab walking, circling, over and over again. Bouncing works well, kind of, with a little bit of a mix. I can bounce, circle, crab walk, bounce, circle, bounce. Bouncing doesn't work as well, but it works a little bit. Bouncing's good if you want to start introducing yourself to movement, because it is a lot of players find it to be a heavy jump between sitting there like this to jumping around like this, jumping around like this, to using movement. A lot of players find that as a heavy, and it is. It's a difficult task to climb. But once you get good at movement, you can really improve and climb up the leaderboard. If you want to go see movement, look at other videos, other 1v1s, and watch those fights and see other players using their movement and learn based off what they do. Last thing that I'm going to teach you about, you're not going to master this most likely, it's very difficult, but I'm going to teach you about sync shotting. Sync shooting is when you're moving, and in the middle of while you're moving, you shoot while still moving. For example, not for example, there's different ways to sync shoot though. For example, there's some people who in the middle of their movement do a little bounce and sync shoot in between, like they're moving and they bounce. Moving, bounce, moving, bounce, side to side. That's just like another way to mix it up. But that's kind of the way I do. I use my movement and then I bounce a little bit and I get shots off then. A lot of other people, though, is they find openings in their movement. Find times in their movement where they can shoot a shot. For example, some players, when they do crab walks, they shoot right here, shoot right here, shoot right here, here, shoot right here, and then they can go like this. And they can shoot consistently. That's a very difficult skill to learn. 90% of the players who currently are on the leaderboard right now still don't know how to sync shot perfectly. Only like the top 10 do it really well. And a lot of the top 10 still can't do it really. Mainly like the top like 7 can do it the best. But you know, that's like the basics of aim, movement, sync shooting. And that is a wrap, folks. Cool beans.